Hello everybody, welcome to tonight's live stream. Here we are. Welcome once again. Let's talk about what's happening, okay? Got some pretty interesting price action happening on Bitcoin. So I would like to start out with it, but I should probably do ETH first because everybody asked for Bitcoin and not everyone's here yet. All right. Starting with Ethereum, we have a very sizable uptrend. Last live stream, we did take a look at it peaking, excuse me. We did see ourselves peaking at this 3.2 standard deviation, which did imply we need some short-term consolidation. We've got exactly that. We can probably register this on the 1 hour just fine. Okay, we're gonna have to register it manually on the 200 period, so that should be easy enough. Okay, yep, as predicted, this is actually mean reverting because we saw ourselves at the outer standard deviation, which implied short-term consolidation. We re-entered our mean reversion period here, and an implied target is the 200 period moving average on the 1 hour chart. So likely we are probably just going to see compression, and the moving average is either going to meet price. Okay. Moving average goes up, price goes sideways to down. As soon as that is all wrapped up, price can once again either A, resume trend, or B, enter a long-term compression. But for now, I would not consider this a good buy-in point for Ethereum. I do think there's some consolidation that needs to happen. Let's check out EOS next. EOS has had a pretty significant breakout today. 4 hour chart. Oh, how did I miss it? This is what we care about right here. All right, every period here is below 0.7 on the wave PM. We had our positive cross during this time when this happened. We'll just put a vertical line here on the exact cross. Which way was the CCI weighted? You'll notice it was weighted positively. So that means bullish breakout. On this candle, we had a signal that implied that this would have a bullish breakout. Lo and behold, we saw a rise of 93%. Wow. Cool. So this has generated its own mean reversion pivot. Currently, it is the 140 period 1.25 standard deviation, which is currently sitting around the 1.5. Right, live stream questions. Cool, we did all of these bad boys. Right, life. Oi, hush! Right, life. For some reason, this likes to unmute itself. Very annoying. What was it doing? I don't remember. Hi, I have my balance. Binance wallet with $5,000. Can you tell me what to trade with my... Can you trade my wallet with my API key? I will share 20% of the profit, which you will made with this. Thank you. I mean, you really shouldn't offer that to anyone, especially someone you don't know, dude. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't do that for you. You can join my Discord server and you can, ask for advice in here. Not financial advice, but it is advice. I just can't do that for you, dude. That's not safe. Don't offer that to people. I forgot what we were doing again, because that was a very distracting question. Hell, all right. Hell BTC. KuCoin. Cool. This is a very, very easy chart to analyze because... All right, this is not timing out. I'm just gonna change the settings because it's annoying that it doesn't reset. There you go, reset. Hey, we did it. All right. Hush! Currently your trend pivot is 344. It is really far away. We're not doing that. Ethereum Classic, ETC BTC. That is not what I typed. ETC BTC. Take me away. Beautiful. Once again, super far away trend pivot, I would be careful. It's a full-on parabola. We might have a short-term MR pivot with this new expansion. I think we do. Yeah, but it's still... Yeah, no. This is the parabola. Might have a short-term... Shut the fuck up! Jesus. What's the colorful indicator at the bottom of the chart? Hi, thanks for asking. This indicator here is 3 wave PM. Its purpose is to... what's it called? It shows the relative expansion of a Bollinger Band. So starting out with Bollinger Bands, right? Everybody cares about the current standard deviation. That's not the metric we trade with. We trade with how wide is the Bollinger Band. If the Bollinger Band is skinny, we treat that as potential energy. If this Bollinger Band is wide, we treat that as exhaustion. So if you have a bunch of green, typically it results in trend. If you have a bunch of red, it means that you are either in trend or exhausted. And the way we do that is we take the highest period that is red, so in this case 600, right? And then we generate automatically a 600 period 1.25 standard deviation. The 1.25 standard deviation is the empirical constant for the expansion or compression of any distribution, of any period of any distribution. In other words, if it's outside the 1.25 standard deviation, the Bollinger Band will expand. If it's inside, it will compress. So if you are exhausted in a state of expansion, you can technically still expand. If you're exhausted in a state of compression, or in other words, inside this line, that means the trend is over and it will compress until this reading turns green. In other words, green means go, or sufficiently compressed to re-enter trend. That is the entire strategy right there. So it is a logical, comprehensive, and effective time strategy that remains accurate throughout time frames. So for instance, if we go to the 4-hour chart and our longest overexpanded period is 100, and we go to 8-hour chart, it's going to be 50. Right? Look at that. Here it is exactly 50 on the 8-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, the longest overexpanded period is exactly 100. Right? So these two Bollinger Bands are going to be exactly the same in between the time frames. They're going to give the exact same values, or roughly the same values. Exact is playing with fire, but they're almost always extremely close. So this is one of the only strategies in the world that will give you, the indicators will give you identical readings on different time frames. That is a very rare thing, and it's a very powerful thing. All right. Can you talk about catching reversals? Yes. For our lesson, we're going to go to one of the most liquid pairs on Earth. Why are we searching only crypto? Give me all. Hopefully that answers your question. Yeah. Give me all. Okay. We're gonna go to the 15-minute chart. Turn on this bad boy. Alright. Catching reversals. We're gonna look for rare signals. All we want is after your initial impulse. What you want to do is look at the 3.2 standard deviation. This is the most liquid pair on Earth, people, so this is a very high volume, regularly traded pair. Right. What you do is you scalp the 3.2 standard deviation of your longest overexpanded period. Right. You just grab that swing low, and then essentially you're just doing a 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 profit ratio. Where your downside is like 0.2% and your upside is 0.4%. That's it. That's the entire trade. All right. But it is a very rare signal. All right, the most recent one was April 20th. Find another though. Beautiful. Here we go. March 4th. All right, what do you do? You buy when it touches the line. You have like a 0.2% stop loss, and your upside is. Actually, let's have a defined value. Let's say the 2.2 standard deviation, which we could define if we wanted. Not. There. And there, I should clean things up for you. Oh, that did not do what I wanted. Fascinating. There we go. I don't know why all the colors changed. It's definitely not what I told it to do, but fine. So essentially, you would buy here and then you would sell here. That's it. Let's find another one. Okay. Awesome. Alright, so you wouldn't buy this because this is the initial impulse. You buy here. Actually, we could probably set up a third automated stop loss, like the 3.6 standard deviation. But essentially, you just set a 2-to-1 profit ratio. You have the target there. Simple as that. Or we have 2 here. This is really nice. This one would have stopped you out because it actually had secondary wick down. That's bad. But the next time you would have won. So you buy here and you just go for that mean, which it bounces off perfectly. Or not mean, standard deviation, excuse me. Yeah, so that's it. And you can use that over and over again. You can do it all in 1 minute if you wanted. Why not? Let's check it out. Oh my god. Do you see this, people? This is the 1 minute chart. You buy here, you're still there. Beautiful. And the more liquid the pair, the better off this is going to work. If your pair is not liquid, don't do this. Right? Beautiful. Works. Because the outer standard deviations of volatility are going to be affected by the size of the order book, right? Because if people are plowing through the order book, panic selling, you're going to get very large wicks at your outer standard deviations, right? Because outer standard deviations are emotional pivots, or boundaries, if you will, where if you're out there, people are panicking. And if people are panicking, they're panic selling. And if they're panic selling, they're chewing through an order book. And if that happens and there's no order book, then price is going to crash beyond your logical boundaries. So, more liquid the pair, the better. Let's check out Doge, shall we? Okay. Probably not the 1 minute. 4 hour. Holy. It's called 3D Wave PM. That's correct. Wow, Doge is still going, eh? You have an active parabola with no definable pivots. Probably not what you want to hear, but it's the truth. This is Euphoria, and Euphoria cannot easily be defined by technicals. So, new all-time high, that's probably a surprise for me. Wouldn't have expected that after the first one. But this is a FOMO chart, okay? You don't have a good trend pivot to try to buy and sell off of. Essentially, you buy the dip and you try to sell the high. And just make sure you use good risk management. Sorry, I don't have more for you there, but that's the truth. All right, let's do Bitcoin. Hey, Bitcoin. 4-hour chart. Bitcoin is going through some pretty heavy compression. This is not quite primed for a breakout just yet, though. We need to see this 200 period compressed down. It should take another 2 to 3 days. Maybe 5, I would say. But once that's done, then Bitcoin can resume trend at full power. If it happens before then, I would think it would be pretty risky to try and buy, because you have this volatility overhead here that might cancel out trend. Yeah, 1-hour chart, you're still getting that messy reading as well. Any literature suggestions for technical analysis? That's a very good question. Macro to Micro by Mark Whistler is going to be a great one. Yeah, so 1 hour and below is probably just noise right now, because this isn't sufficiently compressed. Check out Link. Okay, Link is one of my longer term calls right now. I think Link is going to reach an all-time high. Let's see if it's keeping up on that trend. No, not in 15 minute. 4 hour. Yes, never mind. Sorry, I was looking too close. Yeah, but this had a daily breakout, if I remember correctly. Yep, right here on 21st. I'm sticking by that. Daily breakouts like this typically result in long-term trend. Last one happened right here. Prior one happened right here. Most recent one happened right here and here. Zoom out. All these points were the start of new significant uptrends, and lo and behold, I am very convinced that this is going very, very high. Pretty much I'm just doing analysis on any chart you want. Simple as that. But if you don't know what I'm doing, click the fact that I have linked below. It will explain exactly what I'm doing. Ocean. This is super blurry for anyone else. Go ahead and check out my YouTube channel. If you click that link, it's going to be in the top left corner of my website. Okay, I'm also live there. It should be a little bit clearer. 4 hour on Ocean has no discernible readings right now. Fed. How you doing, Vlad? It's been a minute. Daily's looking a little messy. I think this might be a macro level consolidation. Hold on. It's so hard to tell. Let's try the 12 hour. No. Sorry, these cloud readings are just not clear enough to get something good here. Let's do Zek, shall we? 12 hour. Very nice. Same breakout we just talked about on the prior chart. Let me just reset my chart layout because it's been annoying. There we go. Wow. Did I do this in the last live stream, dude? I feel like we talked about this. Yeah, essentially, you have this trend pivot we just talked about, and it's holding up incredibly clean. I think this was the most recent impulse. We probably have to tag down back to the 260 standard deviation. Actually, no, we have a new impulse that we can check on a lower time frame, so that's good. Hold on. Yeah, but strong breakout off of trend line. 5,000. That is your target, is the 1.25 standard deviation of the 450 period. Okay. So that is your current trend pivot. Treat it with respect. If we stay above it, you can go ahead and buy in again, okay? So you have a new trend pivot on top of your prior trend pivot. Looks good. We're going to do Phantom, shall we? FTM. I remember these things. Okay, 1 hour. Small implied breakout there. 4 hour trend pivot is 1.25 of 280. A bit far away there. I don't think this new impulse is quite ready yet. I think... Yeah, shoot. Okay, this will give us a clear reading. Yeah, current trend pivot on 15-minute is 1409. So if we tag down on that, you can do a short-term play. Let's do ADA. Broke out pretty strongly recently. Very nice. Yeah, trend pivot held. On the daily, holy. That's good. Now let's do the 2 hour for our trend pivot here. I'm gonna figure out where that external reading's coming from. A little bit of extra volatility overhead there. Second. Okay. I think it's as clear as we're gonna get it. That's very smooth. Okay. I think we're directly on the pivot. It's either going to be make or break from this moment. See, what I was doing here is you have this curious re-expansion of your higher period, which is stemming back from this initial expansion, which is pretty interesting. So what I did is I went to the 30-minute chart, so that data wouldn't be interfering with the current expansion reading. Right, because the cleaner the plume, the better off your reading's going to be. And it looks like we're directly on the pivot. So if you want to buy from that HAL current price down 1%, that's good. And if we go down, say, another 3%, I would consider that active mean reversion on the 30-minute chart, which would be the target of that 550 period moving average at 2486. 4 hour though is still a very good active trend, good breakout. Sorry, on the daily, still very good trend. With your current pivot sitting at 2318. So if we do maintain that pivot on 30-minute, your target's going to be around the 3813, which would be very good. Good chart. All right, let's do NEO. Daily, solid breakout, solid trend pivot sitting at 1780. 4 hour. Four hour is a little bit more messy. 1 hour seems to be actively mean reverting from the prior expansion. So I think ADA is the better play here, even though they're both in the daily trend. Here on NEO, if we do tag down to that 1780 mark, would consider a buy, okay? SNX. So this is actively bullishly mean reverting to the target of 3380. But that's a neutral compressionary state at the moment. Because we entered here and then we had our initial spike and we've just seen compression since then. I'd be a little bit more interested. I think this is going to come down one last time. We're going to get the final round of compression in. Maybe a week or two. It should be primed for a bullish break, but I don't think it's quite ready yet. All right. Get your final questions in, folks. I'll look at anything you want me to. Unless that's it. In which case, it's been a pleasure. I'll talk to you all Monday. Sound good? Sounds good. Ciao.